All right, here we are for game one of a 7-game streak for the championship game. Ulrich taking the face off. He's got Hagen to his right. I think it's Johnson off to his left. Yep, Johnson off to his left. Back is Eide and Rasmussen. And here we go. Puck comes over to the boards, picked up by Eide. Goes it into the Bloomington zone. Johnson picks it up. He carries it in, gets it to Ulrich. Ulrich tries to get it to Hagen. Rasmussen's able to keep it in. He fans on the shot, picked up by Bloomington. Johnson picks it up, gets it to Hagen. Hagen coming in. Oh, just couldn't get the breakaway as it gets pushed into the boards. It comes down. Bloomington throws it across ice. Picked up by Davis now. Davis bounces off the board, trying to get it to Ulrich, but it comes all the way back down. And Lila will stop that puck for Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh comes up the ice. He loses an edge. Picks it back up again. It's round, gets it to Heinert. Heinert throws it in. Over to trying to get it to Christensen. Heinert's got it alongside the boards right now. Into the Riker shot, glove saved by the Bloomington guy. All right, 15 minutes, 54 seconds left here in the first period. Score is all 0-0. Riker didn't take the face off. Comes over to the corner for Heinert. Back to Davis. Davis' shot does not get through. Gets blocked by a Bloomington player. Christensen able to get the puck, stay in the zone. Only temporary. Goes cross ice, picked up by Bloomington. They skated in the CCHA zone into the corner. Take it back to help out. Puck gets up to Davis. Davis gets it up to Heinert. Heinert tries to poke it out to Davis, but it gets picked up by Bloomington. Shot comes in, blocked by Schwartzbaugh. Another shot, saved by Lila, comes over to Heinert. Heinert throws it cross ice, trying to hit Christensen, but it comes right back out. Sestafon back there now. He'll pick it up back behind the net. Gets around one player, picked up by Bloomington, throw it out front. Sestafon throws it back up, and Lorenzen's able to get it out of the zone to Erickson. Erickson sends it back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen just throws it into the zone. Comes right back out to Rasmussen. Sestafon's able to hold it in the zone. Sends it over to Erickson. Erickson's shot gets blocked. Oh! Puck comes right out on Lorenzen's stick, and Lorenzen just dumps it into a wide open Bloomington Jefferson net. Nice job, boys. Good pressure coming out. All right, Lorenzen takes the face out. Comes all the way back down to Lila. He's going to stop and hold it up to Rasmussen. Rasmussen loses the puck back behind the net. Jefferson has it out front. Picked up out front. Lorenzen's there. He gets it over to Swarthout. And then Swarthout sends it up the boards. Yep, we're going to get a penalty there on Bloomington Jefferson. It's going to be a cross check, I would imagine. So with 12:22 left in the first period, we're going to get a cross check on Bloomington Jefferson, and we will go up on the power play for the next 3 minutes. Score here is CCHA 1, Bloomington 0. Looks like Ulrich will step in for the face-off. Hagen to his right. Puck comes into the corner. Comes all the way out. Schwartzbaugh able to help it in. Comes back down to Ulrich. Schwartzbaugh shot. Gets deflected off front by Sestafon. Puck goes back to Ulrich, back behind the net. Hagen comes in, comes up to the point, but Johnson's not able to hold it. Johnson comes all the way down. He'll pick it up back behind the net. He'll hold on there for a second while things get regrouped here. Puck comes over to Sestafon. Sestafon tries to get it over to Schwartzbaugh, but it comes back to Lila. Sestafon picks it up now, doubles back. Looking for Schwartzbaugh, gets him. Schwartzbaugh loses an edge. Comes back, jumps Sestafon's stick. Lila will hold it up for Johnson. Johnson picks it up. Goes across ice, trying to hit Chesterfield. Does. He and Hagen come in. Chesterfield backhands it in. It goes into the corner. He throws it out front. Willingly throws it right back to him. Chesterfield with it in the corner right now. Ulrich in to help him out. Ulrich comes away, jumps sports basket, and comes out to center ice. Hits the board, going for Davis. Comes back. Both teams are now at full strength. Jefferson trying to center, can't. Chesterfield alongside the boards with them. Comes out to the point for Bloomington. Bloomington's able to hold it in. But Swarthout puts some pressure on. Bloomington comes away. Shot blocked by Swarthout, goes into the corner. Runs it back behind the net now, carries it out. The puck comes out to Swarthout. Swarthout to carry it in. He's got Lorenzen, but it's poked back away by Bloomington Jefferson. And they throw it out to center ice. Erickson back for it now. Sends it up along the left side of the boards. Back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen gets it to Lorenzen. Lorenzen tries to hit Swarthout. That comes out to Bloomington. Picked up by Rasmussen. Rasmussen drops it back up. Picked up by Bloomington Jefferson. And goes in the net in the corner. We'll have a face-off here. Looks like over to the right of Lila. 9 minutes and 56 seconds left here in the first period. Score is CCHA 1, Bloomington Jefferson 0. Reichert's line out there to take the face off. Reichert throws across ice. Hits Christensen. Christensen pushes it up. Dumps it into the zone. He's got it back behind. Bloomington alongside the boards. Throws across ice. Heinrich picks it up. Short exit. Shot. Back. Another shot by Christensen. Good save by Bloomington. Puck goes back to the corner for Christensen. Christensen throws it right on board. Picked up by Bloomington. Riker takes a shot. Gets blocked out front. Puck comes up to Eide at the point. Heidi's shot gets through. Nope, doesn't. Bloomington will throw it all the way down the ice. And that is going to be an icing call. All right. 9 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the first period. Ulrich, Hagen, and Johnson out there. Ulrich will take the face off. Hagen's going to be to the right. Johnson to the left. Our back is Rasmussen and Sestafont. Ulrich gets the puck. Goes into the corner for Johnson. Ulrich chasing after behind the net. Sestofont's able to hold it into the zone. He sends it back down. That's still alongside the boards. Johnson comes in to help him out. Now it's back behind. Ulrich is there. He picks the pocket. Throws it up front. Nice job. Hagen's right there. Put the shot on, and that's going to go all the way down for an icing call. Nice buzzing, boys. Face off will be to the right of the Bloomington Jefferson goalie. Johnson and Hagen. Ulrich throws one through the crease. Goes into the corner. Bloomington picks it up. Tries to get it out of the zone. Ulrich is able to keep it in. Comes back out. Hits Sestafont, and we're going to get an offsides call. That comes out, shot by Swarthout, hits the goalie, and he's going to cover. Nice, right off the face-off. Goes straight to Swarthout, and Swarthout dumps one right on top of the goalie. Makes great save. 8 minutes, 29 seconds left here in the first. Erickson will step in and take the face-off. Lorenzen to his right, comes up to Lorenzen. Now to Davis. Davis' shot gets tipped by Lorenzen and saved by Bloomington Jefferson. Bloomington Jefferson throw it out to center ice. They come around, come into the zone, stop short, tries center, picked up by Lorenzen. Lorenzen will throw across ice to the board. Erickson over there to help out. Puck comes all the way back down, comes over to Swarthout. Swarthout throws it back to Lorenzen. Lorenzen shoves it up to Swarthout. He's got Erickson off to his right. He throws it up to Erickson. Erickson tips it, and it goes into the Bloomington Jefferson zone. Back behind the net is Erickson. Comes out, Lorenzen tries to get it. Erickson deflects it, sends it back behind the net again. Lorenzen chasing after it. He picks it up, throws it out, but it's picked up by Bloomington. Bloomington throws it across ice. Blocked by Davis. Goes right straight around. Davis picks it up. Tries to hit Christensen, but that's going to be an icing call. Puck will come all the way back down. Looks like it'll be to the right of Lila. 7:25 left in the first period now. Riker going to take the face off. Puck gets dropped, goes straight up front, saved by Lila. Puck goes into the corner. Now up top. Christensen puts some pressure on, comes all the way back. Picked up by Sestafon. Sestafon helps him alongside the boards. Comes out, Schwartzball blocks that shot. Comes through to Lilas. Nice save by him. Reichert in the corner with it now. Comes back out to Bloomington. Bloomington throws it back up to the point. Shot gets through to Lilas. He's going to cover it. 6 minutes and 59 seconds left here in the first period. Ulrich out there to take the face off. That goes into the corner for Rasmussen. He rings it around the boards. It gets deflected up into the netting now. So we'll do this all over again. It'll be to the left of Lila. Ulrich in for the face-off. Comes up to the point for Bloomington. Down low. Rasmussen throws it up. It's a Bloomington player. Johnson's there. He gets pinned up along the front of the boards. Ulrich trying to get that puck out. He does. He gets it up to the point for Bloomington. Bloomington sends it right back down again. Hiding back behind the net with it. He's into the corner. Puck comes across to the point for Bloomington. Bloomington shot. It's blocked by Johnson. He puts one right in the pad, though. Puck comes out. Ulrich able to hold it in. But we're going to get an offsides call as Hagen just hadn't made it back to the line yet. 6 minutes, 19 seconds left here in the first period. Score is still CCHA 1, Bloomington Jefferson 0. Lorenzen line out there, Erickson to the right, Swartz out to the left. Out back is Davis and Schwartzball. Puck goes into the Bloomington zone. All the way across. Picked up by Bloomington. Schwartzball. Nice save by Lila. That comes over to the corner. Tipped by Schwartzball, goes back behind the net. We're going to get a checking call, and it's going to be a rough. And it looks like Lorenzen will go to the box for elbowing. All right, 5 minutes and 56 seconds left in the period. We will go on the penalty kill. Ulrich line. Ulrich out to as one of the offensive. Looks like him and Christensen. Out back is Schwartzball and Davis. Puck goes into the corner for Schwartzball. Schwartzball rings it off the boards, but it ends up into the netting. And we're going to get another face-off. It'll be to the right of Levi, I believe. Puck comes over to Davis. Davis throws it into the corner. Picked up by Bloomington. Bloomington sends it up to the point. Comes back down low, up to the point now. Cross ice. Back down low. About a minute and 30 left in the penalty kill. Comes all the way up to the top for Bloomington. Then he sends it down, comes back up again. Cross ice. Back down low. Thrown out front. And the Bloomington player won't get there, so it'll end up out of the zone with about a minute and 10 seconds left on the penalty kill. Ulrich will pick it up. Gets it up back out of the zone. Bloomington brings it back in, right on side. Nice save by Lila. It comes back around. Bloomington playing. Nice job by Schwartzball. They send it up the boards. Gets up to the point for Bloomington. Bloomington's Hawk Davis gets it into the corner. Comes back up to the point. Shot and a goal. I believe it got tipped by one of our players and just went over Lila's right shoulder. So we are all tied up here with 4 minutes and 42 seconds left in the first period. All right, Ulrich, Hagen, and Johnson out there. Puck's sitting at the center line. Bloomington picks it up, dumps it in, and we're going to get an offsides call. All right, Ulrich steps in for the faceoff. Hagen to the right. Puck comes back for Sestafont. Sestafont sends it back to Hagen. Hagen gets it up to Ulrich. Ulrich will carry it in. Lets it go. Comes into the zone. He gets tripped. No call. Broken up by Sestafont. Johnson trying to keep it in the zone. Does, but only temporarily. That comes out to Sestafont now. Sestafont carries it all the way to the zone. Looking for somebody out front. Sends it back behind the net, and Ulrich is there. Ulrich will pick it up in the corner. Skates through. He gets tripped. No call there. Shot by Rasmussen. Gets through, goes into the corner. Ulrich comes up along with Hagen. Rasmussen able to keep it in. His shot goes wide of the net. Hagen pinches down. Throws it back behind the net. Picked up by Bloomington. They'll throw it back around for their own player. Bloomington carries it out of the zone and into CCHA. Stopped by Sestafont. Sestafont gets it out of the zone. Back up to Bloomington. Their shot is nice and called out. All right, we got 3 minutes and 24 seconds left here in the first period. The score is 1-1. Lorenzen in to take the face off. Erickson's to his right. Swarthout to his left. Puck comes up to the point. Bloomington pushes it around Rasmussen. Back to Davis. Then Swarthout skate. Puck comes cross ice. Picked up by Lorenzen. Lorenzen throws it around. Gets Swarthout. Puck comes through. Nice save by Lila. Picked up by Davis. Davis sends it up to Erickson. Comes out of the zone. Bloomington's covering it. Erickson does a scoop check for it. He gets it into the Bloomington zone, but it comes right back out again. Erickson picks it up at center ice. Carries it in. His shot. And it's going to be covered by the Bloomington Jefferson goal. 2 minutes, 44 seconds left here in the first period. Score is all tied up at ones. Reichert, Heinert, and Christensen out there. Heinert's to Reichert's right. Christensen to the left. Out back is Sestafont and Schwartzball. That comes back to Sestafont. Sestafont's shot is on point. Reflect by Christensen. He gets it into the corner. Reichert has one outside the boards. He loses it to Bloomington. Bloomington comes out of the zone with a head of steam. Comes in. Nice job by Schwartzball to break it up, but we're not quite sure why the whistle was blown. It's going to be a penalty on Heinert, or Christensen. Don't know what that is. I think it's a interference call. Ulrich to take the face off now in the penalty kill with 2:27 left here in the first. That comes out to the point. Back down in the corner. Schwartzball back around the net with it. Bloomington throws it cross ice. Picked up by Ulrich. Ulrich tries to hit Johnson. It's picked up by Bloomington. Back to Ulrich. He'll carry it in. He goes into the corner with it. Throws it back behind the net. Johnson comes around. And Bloomington will carry it out of their zone. Bloomington comes cross ice. Schwartzbau's there. Johnson back behind the net. Bloomington comes up to the point. Gets deflected into the corner. It comes back, picked up by Johnson, and Johnson's going to be not quite sure. There was a whistle, and there will be a penalty on Johnson for high sticking. All right, so it's going to be 5-on-3 with 1 minute and 38 seconds left here. Swarthout in to take the face off. Goes alongside the boards up to the point. Shot saved by Lula. 1 minute 27 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Actually, 1 minute left in the 5-on-3, and then it'll be 5-on-4 for the last 27 seconds of the period. Swarthout takes the face off. Up gets shot, comes out to Bloomington. Shot gets blocked by Davis. Puck comes back down low. Comes up top. Picked up by Bloomington. Shot, saved by Wheeler. Puck goes into the corner. Bloomington brings it up to the point. So 30 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Bloomington comes in, brings it up to the point, brings it down, or throws it across. Puck goes across. Saved by Wheeler. 17 seconds left in the 5-on-3. And it'll be 5-on-4 for the last 30 seconds of this first period. Elrich take the face off. He gets it over. It's blocked out front, picked up by Bloomington. Bloomington throws it back to the point. Shot goes wide of the net. Comes back to Bloomington Jefferson point. The shot goes wide of the net again after a little tip from Lila. 5-on-4. Puck goes into the corner. Comes back up to the point. Hagen swiping at it and putting some more pressure on. Elrich gets it. Gets it to Hagen. Hagen's got a one-on-one situation with Bloomington players. His shot gets deflected up into the netting. 6.5 seconds left in this period. We will start the second period with a 24-second power play. Assuming Bloomington doesn't score here. Face-off is in their zone. Lorenzen takes the face-off and goes into the corner. It goes back around the net. Bloomington throws it off, but Erickson blocks that. And that is the end of the first period, folks. All right, hold on. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. Go get a cocktail if you need one. I know I do. Talk to you soon. All right, here we go for period number 2. Lorenz will take the face off. Ericsson's going to be to his right. Sestafant and Rasmussen out back. 22 seconds left on the penalty kill. Puck goes out alongside the boards, picked up by Ericsson. Ericsson shot, glove saved by Bloomington goal. 15 seconds left in the penalty kill. Face off will be to the right of the Bloomington Jefferson goalie. Ericsson took the face off, keeps it into the Bloomington zone. 5 seconds left. Puck comes out. Bloomington will control. 18 to electricity. Puck comes out. Hits Swarthout. Swarthout coming in. Come on. Oh, and he gets taken down. No penalty. Puck comes all the way out. Deflected by Rasmussen. Oh, nice save by Leela. We got a breakaway there, and Leela wrapped that all up. All right, both teams are at full strength now. We will get the Riker, Heinert, and Christensen line out there, I believe. Riker can take the face off. Is going to be the left of Leela. Puck goes back over to Sportsball. Comes across, hits Heinert. Heinert flicks it up, tries to get it to Christensen on the break. Puck comes up alongside the boards. Cross ice. It's deflected in the zone. Sportsball is back for it. Goes alongside the boards, hits Heinert. Heinert gets tied up. He sends it back. Flips it up. Got by Riker. Riker's got Christensen. Riker carries it in. His shot goes wide of the net. Comes up to the point and out of the zone. Sportsball tries to throw it over to Davis. Gets broken up by Bloomington, and then Leela's going to cover it. 13:34 left here in the second period. Ulrich line out there. Johnson and Hagen. Shot. Nice save by Leela. Puck still loose. Picked up by Eide. He brings it back behind the net. Shoves it over to Johnson. Johnson bounces off the boards, trying to get it out. Picked up by Eide. Eide loses a leg. Comes out to Ulrich. And now to Johnson. Johnson backhands it. Gets it out into the zone. Picked up by Ulrich. Ulrich will throw it in, but that's going to be an icing call. Excuse me, not icing, offsides. 13:06 left here in the second period. Ulrich, Johnson, and Hagen still out there. Ulrich takes space off, gets it back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen dumps it into the zone. Puck comes out front, picked up by Bloomington. They'll throw it across, trying to hit out a guy out wide. Back over to Rasmussen, or excuse me, to Eide. Eide sends it to Johnson. Johnson gets it up to Hagen. Hagen tried to get a handle on it, but just missed it. But does down, gets it up to Ulrich. Ulrich has got two players. He just dumps it into the zone and goes off for a line change. Puck comes out of the zone, picked up by Bloomington. Bloomington trying to get off, but that's an offsides call. Twelve minutes and 30 seconds left here in the second. Score is still tied up 1-1. Lorenzen, Swarthout, and Ericsson out there. Puck gets lost in Ericsson's skate, goes back to Sestafant. Schwartzball has it. Schwartzball skated up. He gets it deflected off his stick, and it's dumped into the CCHA zone where Sestafant will win it across the boards. It jumps everybody's stick, comes all the way down. There is no icing. Ericsson's going in for it. He's in the corner for it, but gets nailed from behind and goes down. Nice job by Lorenzen reaching in and picking up that puck. Blocked by Swarthout. Puck comes up to Lorenzen. He's going back, trying to throw it out front for Swarthout, but he gets stuck. Puck comes back out. And we're going to get something happen. Looks like Lorenzen's going to go in the box. All right, looks like Lorenzen will go to the box again. Looks like it's going to be 5-on-5 though, for the time being. Reichert steps in to take the face off. He's got Christensen to the left, Heiner to the right, Rasmussen and Davis out back. Not quite sure, but we've got Lorenzen in the box with no penalty. Puck comes to Rasmussen. He keeps it alongside the boards. Puck comes cross ice. Davis just able to break that up. It comes to Davis though. He doubles back. Throws it alongside the boards for Heiner. Puck comes to Davis. Now Rasmussen will pick it up. He goes back behind the net. Comes down low. Picked up by Heiner. But deflected right back in again. Puck goes back behind the net. Comes to Bloomington alongside the boards. They send it back down low. He breaks it up, gets it to Heiner. Heiner throws it up, hits Davis. Davis gets it into the zone, but it pops right back out again. Heiner back with it now. He'll throw it cross ice into the netting, and that's going to be a whistle into the right of Leela. We'll get a line shift here. Looks like Ulrich, Johnson, and Hagen line will come out. ID and Sestefan will be out back. Ulrich in to take the face off. He gets it over to ID. ID throws it alongside the boards for Johnson. Johnson helps it alongside. Ulrich skating after it now. Goes back behind the net. Hagen tries to throw it over to Ulrich on the other side, but it gets picked up by Bloomington. Bloomington shoots it all the way down, but that's going to be an icing call. 10 minutes and 16 seconds left here in the second period. Score is still all tied up 1-1. Excuse me. Ulrich line will stay out there. Johnson to the left. That goes to Ulrich or to Hagen. Goes in the corner. Ulrich will pick it up. Bounced off of the Bloomington skate. Bloomington will carry it out. Picked up by Johnson. He throws it cross ice, but the Bloomington player is there to throw it back into the zone. That gets blocked. Picked up by Sestefan. Sestefan throws it back to Hagen. Hagen tries to bounce it off the boards and get it around. He was just going to cover that puck. Got a line change here. Looks like it is the... Well, Swarthout will take the face off. Lorenzen's in the box. So it'll be Erickson, Davis, and Christensen. Puck comes to Davis. He throws it alongside the boards. Comes all the way to the point and out of the zone. Picked up by Bloomington though. They throw it cross ice. Davis picks it up. He flutters it up. Trying to get it to Christensen. Here comes cross ice to Bloomington. Bloomington tries to center. It's broken up by Schwartzbach. And now by Christensen. Christensen gets tripped up, but he gets it to Schwartzbach. Schwartzbach comes in. He gets picked. Puck comes back to Davis at center ice. Davis waiting for everybody to get outside. He'll jump it into the zone. And everybody will come back in again. Swarthout chases back. Comes to Davis at the point. Davis loses it. We get a little bit of a breakaway by Bloomington. Nice job by Swarthout being able to poke check that one in the corner. Shot goes wide of the net, just over Wheeler's shoulder. Bloomington has it down low. Erickson's there. He breaks up that play. Tries to get it to Swarthout. Swarthout gets it to Erickson, and Erickson will shove it out of his zone. Erickson straight after it. He's got to get to the Bloomington player, but the Bloomington player gets there first. Bloomington throws it back into the CCHA zone. Schwartzbaugh back for it. He'll send it right back out again. Picked up by Reichert. Reichert comes in. He's got Johnson off to his left. His shot on point. Blocked by the Bloomington goalie. That goes back behind the net. Reichert back behind the net with it now. He gets it. Out front, little skirmish, and Bloomington comes away. Bloomington throws it cross ice, but Rasmussen's right there. He back checks or back gets it to Sestafant. Sestafant bounces it up to Reichert, and Reichert's just going to dump it into the zone. Heinrich able to keep it down low. Christensen didn't help him out, but it comes away from Bloomington. Bloomington passes it up. A tic-tac-toe and carries it into the CCHA zone. Shot goes wide of the net, picked up by Christensen. Christensen trying to get it up to Reichert. Stuck alongside the boards. Comes up to center ice. Bloomington will carry it in. But Christensen's right there to deflect it back out again. Christensen comes in! Oh, a shot on goal, but the goalie's able to push it into the corner. That comes all the way down. Rasmussen's back there to pick it up. Rasmussen throws it cross ice just outside of the reach of Ulrich, and that's going to be an icing call on CC. 7 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the second period. We are still all tied up at 1-1. Lorenzen is out of the box now. He will take the face off. Erickson and Swarthout up front with him. Swarthout able to tip that puck, get it out of the zone. Going back for it, there's no icing there, and the puck gets deflected into the ceiling and then out. And so we are going to get a break in play. Face off will be to the right of the Bloomington goalie. Erickson in there to take the face off. Puck gets leveled. Swarthout able to keep it in, but only temporarily. Puck comes back. Excuse me, Davis. Oh, I just missed that shot as the Bloomington player checked it away. Bloomington comes in, holds it in the corner. Picked up by Davis. Davis throws it over to Erickson off of his skate. Comes back to Davis. Davis will skate it up. Comes in, and he'll just dump it into the zone. Lorenzen over in the corner with it. Picked up by Erickson to Hagen. Hagen's shot. Defended. Blocked. Picked up by Lorenzen. And it looks like we're going to have a player down. Um, medical attention is being given to the player in the corner. Looks like he went into the boards pretty hard. Uh, all right, here we go. Finally, we're resuming some hockey. Ulrich line out there. Ulrich takes the face off. Hagen's to his right. Johnson to his left. Puck goes into the corner. Ulrich goes in after it. Comes to Hagen. Hagen throws it back to Ulrich. Ulrich comes up, tries to dump it out in front. Blocked by. Comes out. Nice job by Sestafon breaking up that play. Still got control of the puck. Carries it in. Gets stopped at the blue zone. Schwartzbow takes a shot. Comes into the corner for Ulrich. Bloomington throws it across. Schwartzbow coming back for it. Shot goes wide of the net. Nice save by Lila. Puck goes into the corner. Puck comes all the way down, and that is going to be an icing call. Puck will come all the way back down. We're going to get a line change here. All right, 5 minutes and 18 seconds left here in the second period. Score is still tied 1-1. And out there, Reichert takes the face off. Puck comes out. Gets out of the zone. Bloomington chasing back after it. Christian puts some pressure on, along with Heinert. Puck comes back in the CCHA zone. Heidi after it now. Picked up by Bloomington. Reichert back behind the net, along with Heidi. Puck comes alongside the boards. Reichert will get it up to Heinert. Heinert tries to flip it out to Christensen, but it gets picked up by Bloomington. Puck comes back out. Reichert throws it to trying to hit Heinert. Jumps his stick and goes to the zone for an offsides call. Face-off will be at center ice. Lorenzen line out there. Erickson will be to his right. Swarth out to his left. Back is Schwartzbow and Davis. Comes back, controlled by Bloomington. Cross ice into the CCHA zone. Davis has it alongside the boards. Gets it up to Erickson. Now just out of the reach of Swarthout. Puck comes back. Bloomington will bring it into the CCHA zone. Have it alongside the boards. Broken up. Puck comes to Davis. Davis gets it up to Schwartzbow. Schwartzbow gets it out of the zone and hits Johnson. Johnson throws it over to Erickson. Erickson's one-on-one. Shot goes wide of the net. Davis picks it up, sends it alongside the boards. Comes over to Lorenzen. Lorenzen gets it out of the zone. So we're going to get an offsides call. All right, 4 minutes and 4 seconds left here in the second period. Score is still tied up at ones. Ulrich line out there. Johnson will be to the left, Hagen to the right. Out back is Sestafon and Rasmussen. Puck comes to Sestafon. He'll throw it back out of the zone alongside the boards, controlled by Bloomington. Bloomington has it alongside, broken out by Ulrich. And we're going to get a tripping call by Ulrich. He said, it's a tripping call. So we're calling tripping now when you hit the upper body of someone and the person goes down. Most people call that a trip. In this game, we're calling it a trip. So we are now on the penalty kill again. All right. Puck comes down low. Up to the point for Bloomington. Johnson and Hagen left out on the ice, along with Sestafon and Rasmussen. Bloomington brings it up to the point. It comes down, looking for a one-timer. Couldn't pull the trigger on it. Bloomington has it out. They do throw it out in front, but it gets blocked by the CCHA players. I believe that was Rasmussen. That goes into the corner. Cross ice to the point. Back down low in the other corner. Picked up. They've been putting some pressure on. Bloomington skates around, comes down low, throws it up high. Back down low. Goes in. Glove saved by Lila. About a minute left in the penalty kill for CCHA. Swarthout Christensen will be up front. ID and Davis out back. Swarthout didn't take the face off. Sends it back into the corner for Davis. Davis throws it alongside the boards and jumps over player, Bloomington player. So Bloomington will have to regroup and bring it into the zone, which they do. Shot gets deflected, goes over the netting, and out of play. 49 seconds now left in the penalty kill. 2 minutes and 38 seconds left in the second period. Not sure if they're going to clear the ice here between the second and third period. We'll see what happens. Swarthout in to take the face off. Wins it. Comes to Davis. Davis will flip it out of the zone. Puck comes out. Pressure by. Puck comes to ID. ID to Davis. Davis will double back around side the net. And put it in the corner for ID. 25 seconds left here in the penalty kill. ID comes away with it. He doubles back. He's going to pin it back behind the net right now. Get some time off that clock. Davis in to help him out. Puck still squirreled back away. 10 seconds left on the penalty kill. And we're going to get a whistle. Nice job by Eddie pinning that puck back behind the net. Took about 25 seconds off, or 20 seconds off the penalty kill. Johnson in to take the face off. Hagen out front with him. Looks like Schwartzbaugh and Sestefan out back. Schwartzbaugh flips the puck out of the zone. Both teams are at full strength. Hagen chasing into the zone with it. It comes up. Johnson able to keep it in. He sends it over to Ulrich, but bounces off Ulrich's skate into the corner. Hagen in to help out Ulrich. Puck comes out. Shot. Saved by the Bloomington goalie. Back to Ulrich. Bloomington controls back behind the net. Bounces it off the ref. Puck comes all the way across ice. Sestefan, nice job swiping at it, keeping it there. Puts it on Ulrich's stick. Ulrich flips it up to Johnson. Johnson gets it out of the zone. Puck comes to Bloomington. Shot. Nice save by Lilo. Picked up by Sestefan. Sestefan loses that puck, but Ulrich is able to pick it up. Ulrich will carry it in. He's got Hagen to his right. He goes around, goes through the crease, but Hagen couldn't get a stick on it. It comes out the center. Schwartzbaugh throws it out front, but it's picked up by Bloomington Jefferson, and they dump it into the CCHA zone where it's picked up by Swarthout, and he'll throw it alongside the boards. Shot goes back behind the net, picked up by Schwartzbaugh. Tries to get it. Hagen's got it. Tries to get it up to Lorenzen. Lorenzen will get it out of the zone. About 20 seconds left here in the second period. Puck comes back out, and Lorenzen drops it. Bloomington comes in. Lorenzen able to get it back out again. Puck comes out to Swarthout. Swarthout's going to try and get there before the whistle blows. He doubles back. His shot gets blocked by Bloomington. Up to the point. Shot by Sestefan. And that is the end of the second period, folks. All right, everyone. There is going to be a cleansing of the ice. So you have about 10 minutes to go do whatever you got to do, potty break, take another picture of margaritas. We'll be back here in about 10 minutes. All right, here we go for the third period of this game. Ulrich line out there. Hagen's going to be to the right. Johnson to the left. Out back is Rasmussen and Heidi. Ulrich gets the face off. Johnson controls it, dumps it into the Bloomington zone. Ulrich chasing after it, comes back out there. Bloomington will pick it up at center ice, get it in. That goes over alongside. Ulrich there to pick it up. He gets around one player. He carries it in. Hagen chasing back behind him. Comes down to a Bloomington stick. Gets centered. ID shot. Nice save by the Bloomington goalie. Ulrich picks it up. He'll bring it in. Stuff right out front. Puck's still loose. And it'll come out of the zone as Rasmussen just couldn't get back there to get it. Rasmussen to Heidi and back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen sends it up to Ulrich. It bounces off his skate. And Bloomington will throw it into the CCHA zone. Heidi with it back behind the net now. Tries to get it to Erickson. Puck comes back in. Rasmussen in the corner with it. Sends it up to Ulrich. And Johnson. Back to Rasmussen, up to Johnson. Out to Ulrich. Ulrich throws it across. Hits the point for them. And he was just going to glove it. 13 minutes and 46 seconds left here in the third period. The score is still tied 1-1. Puck goes in the corner for Davis. Goes straight out front. Backhanded. Straight out front. Comes to Swarthout. Swarthout sends it in the corner for Lorenzen. Lorenzen gets it to Schwartzbau. Schwartzbau has it back behind the net. Tries to get Swarthout and does. Swarthout bounces off him. Goes into the corner in the Bloomington zone. Swarthout still with it, but Bloomington's able to scooch it outside. Tried to block by Davis. Schwartzbau sends it across ice into the zone, but that's going to be an offsides call as Swarthout was just heading back to the blue line. Lorenzen steps in to take the face off. Ericsson's to his right. Swarthout to the left. Out back is Davis and Schwartzbau. Puck comes. Erickson shoves it up ahead. Gets into the zone. Comes back out all the way into CCHA. Schwartzbau chasing after it now. He's got it back. Sends it to Swarthout. Swarthout gets it up to Lorenzen. Lorenzen tries to hit Erickson. Erickson strips there first. And he takes out a player, but there is no penalty call. Welcome back. Here comes Bloomington. Shot, nice save by Lila, and that's a goal. All right, Raker up to take the face off. He's got Christensen to the left, Heiner to the right, Rasmussen and Sestefan out back. Raker wins the face off, but Bloomington controls. Going back in, Raker in the corner. Sestefan in to help him out. That comes out. Comes up to Heiner. Back down to Raker. Centered. Saved by Lila, and we'll just get it out of the zone. Bloomington will pick it up. And there's on. Try to throw it back out. It's blocked by Heiner. Heiner gets it to Christensen. Christensen to Heiner. Heiner tries to feed Reichert, but just missed him. Heiner back to Christensen. Gets picked up by Bloomington. They throw it alongside the boards. Bloomington skates it in. Shot saved by Lila. 11 minutes, 54 seconds left here in the third period. The score is CCHA 1, Bloomington 2. Ulrich Hagen flying out there. Puck comes over to Heidi. Down in the corner. Ulrich will throw alongside the boards. Hagen poke checks at it. Hagen after it. Comes up. Goes over Lila's head. No damage there. Johnson alongside the boards. Ulrich helping him out. Over to Bloomington. Idy takes it. He throws it alongside the boards. Comes down deep. Bloomington comes back behind the net. Throws it up to the point. Shot gets through. Relay by save. Another shot. Goes wide of the net. Ulrich pinks down. Bloomington's able to keep it in. Shot is deflected into the corner. Back up to the point for Bloomington. Bloomington throws it wide of the net. Picked up by Davis. Davis will bounce it off the boards. Ulrich will pick it up. Ulrich tries to flip it up and hit Hagen, but it's intercepted by a Bloomington player. It comes all the way back down. Ulrich gets it to Erickson. Erickson deflects it over to Davis. Davis gets it to Swarthout. Swarthout to Erickson, but Erickson can't get a handle on it. Erickson shot, saved by Bloomington, goes cross ice. Swarthout will dump it back down in the corner. Erickson in to help out. Puck comes all the way back down, settled by Switchfowl. Switchfowl sent it right back in, but that's going to be an offsides call. Face-off will be at center ice here. 10 minutes, 18 seconds left. Puck comes out. CCHA controls. Sestafont tries to throw it up to Swarthout. Swarthout sends it back to Lorenzen. Lorenzen shot. Saved by the Bloomington goalie. Puck comes out. Swarthout able to keep the puck into the zone. Only temporarily though. Puck comes out to Sestafont. They'll bounce it back. Picked up by Swarthout. Swarthout's got Lorenzen back behind him. He dumps it for him. Lorenzen has it down low. Throws it out front, right up in front. Come on, boys. Get a stick on it. It's still free. Scramble. Shot by Lorenzen. Saved by Bloomington. Bloomington brings it around the boards. Comes back. Sestafont will pick it up. Sestafont looking for Heinert. Heinert picks it up. He'll carry it in. Heinert looking for Christensen. Back behind the net. In the corner. Bloomington throws cross ice. Bring it into the zone. Riker breaks it up. Riker and Sestafont alongside boards. Heinert comes in to help out. Gets it out of the zone. Cross ice. Picked up by Bloomington. Bloomington will help it in. Schwartzbauer right there to get it right back out of there now. Cross ice to Bloomington. They deflected into the zone. Schwartzbauer back for it. Pulls it around the boards. Gets it to Hagen. Hagen throws it back in, or Bloomington throws it back in. Back to the point for Bloomington. They're able to keep it in. Comes out and Hagen hits it and hits Christensen. Christensen going down. His shot gets deflected by the Bloomington player. Goes into the corner. They throw it back long. Hagen's there. They throw it off. Christensen Rasmussen able to keep it in. Christensen takes a shot at it, but goes wide of the net. Bloomington carries it back down. Ulrich there to get him off the puck. Picked up by Johnson. Johnson gets it to Hagen. Hagen skates it in. He's got Ulrich with him along with Johnson shot. Nice save by Bloomington. Puck goes back behind the net. Comes back out. Idy's able to keep it in. He'll skate it in. Shot. Open. Come on, guys. Back to Idy. Idy's shot. Save. Open up. And we're going to get a whistle. Bloomington goalie covers. 7 minutes and 41 seconds left here in the third period. Good pressure by White on Blue. Erickson in to take the face off. Lorenzen's to his right. Swarthout to his left. Puck comes over to the corner for Swarthout. He tries to get it back up to the point, but it gets deflected off as a Bloomington skate. Back to Idy. Idy sends it to Lorenzen. Lorenzen gets it into the zone. Nice job by Rasmussen, sending it right back down, but we're going to get an offsides call as Erickson had just not got back to the blue line yet. It's off face-off will be the far dot. Lorenzen will take it. Comes back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen sends it up. Picked up by Bloomington, though. Bloomington throws it across ice. It's poked off the puck. It's not sure why that wasn't offside. Picked up by Eide. Eide bounces it off the boards. Gets it to Erickson. Erickson gets it to Swarthout. Swarthout gets around one player. He's going in. Shot goes over the net. That comes out all the way to the point. We have a defensive line change, so Schwartzbauer picks it up. He bounces it off the boards. It goes into the Bloomington zone, but we're going to be changing players here. Bloomington at center ice. Davis able to pick it up. He gets the block. Gets it to Christensen. Christensen's got Heinert behind him. Christensen comes in. His shot goes off the side of the net. Tries to wrap around. Bloomington goalie gets there. Heinert's there right in front. Picked up by Bloomington. They're going to send it all the way down. And that is going to be an icing call. 6 minutes and 13 seconds left here in the third period. Reichert, Christensen, and Heinert will stay out there. Reichert in for the face-off. Heinert's going to be to the right. Christensen to the left. So back is Davis and Schwartzbauer. Up comes to Heinert. And it has it alongside the boards. Comes out to Davis. Jumps Davis instead. Got a 2-on-1 here. Gets to Bloomington. Nice job by Leo to get it in the corner. Davis Reichert gets it up to Heinert. And Heinert shovels it into the CCHA bench. 5 minutes and 55 seconds left here in the game. Score is CCHA 1, Bloomington 2. Ulrich line out there. Ulrich takes face off. He gets it in the corner for Davis. Davis sends it back behind the net. Brings it over to Johnson. Johnson bounces it off the board to Ulrich. Ulrich tried to bounce it to Hagen. Back to Johnson. Johnson swipes at it and gets it to Hagen. Hagen skates it into the zone. Gets it over to Ulrich. Ulrich poke checks it away to Johnson. Johnson's shot gets blocked right out in front. Oh! That was trying to Hagen to Ulrich, and Ulrich just couldn't get a stick on it. Puck comes back. Shot on Lila. Lila sends it into the netting back in the corner. So we'll have a break in coverage here with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the game. Face-off looks like it'll be to the right of Lila. Lorenzen steps in to take the face-off. He's got Erickson and Swarthout out there front with him. Out back is Rasmussen and Sestefan. That comes around the boards to Swarthout. Swarthout tries to hit Erickson. It's deflected by a Bloomington player. That comes out of the zone. Back to Sestefan. Sestefan throws it over to Lorenzen. Lorenzen carries it in. He's got Swarthout crashing in with him, along with Erickson. Puck comes alongside the boards up to Rasmussen at the point. Rasmussen shot. Goes to Erickson. Erickson to Rasmussen. Rasmussen shoots. And it's a glove save by Bloomington. 4:47 left in the third period. Score is still CCHA 1, Bloomington Jefferson 2. Lorenzen line will stay out there. Erickson to the right. Swept out to the left. Out back is Sestefan and Rasmussen. Up comes to Sestefan. He'll backhand it up over the net. Picked up by Bloomington. Bloomington player takes a lob at it. Puck comes over to the boards. And out to Lorenzen. Lorenzen loses it. Comes out. Rasmussen picks it up. It's checked by Bloomington into the zone up front. Rasmussen sends it to the boards for Swarthout. Swarthout picks it out of the zone. Erickson putting on some pressure at center ice. Cross ice. Swarthout there. It's checked by Reichert. Comes back into the CCHA zone. ID down low with it, back behind the net. He's looking for Swarthout. Hits him. Swarthout hits Reichert. Reichert's shot goes into the zone. broken up. There's cross ice. Back into the corner for CCHA and Sestafon. Sestafon back behind the net. He gets tackled, no penalty. If he gets it out of the zone. And Christensen tries to help that puck out. Puck comes up center ice. Bloomington has it. They dump it into the zone. No icing there, even though it's on the other side of the red line. ID picks it up. It's Heiner. Heiner loses a stick on it though. Sestafon bounces it up to Christensen. And that's going to come all the way back down. Icing is waved off. There's about 3 minutes left in this game. Look for Lilo to be going to the bench soon. That gets deflected off of, I think, the ref. And there's going to be a whistle for an offsides call. Puck comes up center ice. Ulrich, Hagen, and Johnson will be out front. Davis and Schwartzbaugh out back. Puck comes. Davis will pick it up. He controls it. Brings it into the Bloomington zone. Comes all the way down, and icing is called. 2 minutes and 41 seconds left here in the game. Score is still CCHA 1, Bloomington Jefferson 2. Erickson in to take the face off. Gets it to Lorenzen, comes up to Davis. Davis, a shot gets blocked. Goes wide of the net. Picked up by Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh sends it back to Heidi, or Schwartzbaugh. And Schwartzbaugh is not able to keep it into the zone, so we get an offsides call on CCHA. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left here in the third period. We need a goal here, boys. Lorenzen then takes the face off, comes out to Schwarthout. Schwarthout and Schwartzbaugh. It's a 2-on-1 with Davis in between. Shot saved by Lila. Doubled back. And saved by Lila again. Schwartzbaugh picks it up. Goes across ice. Hits Schwarthout. And his deflection is just out of his own reach. Back to Erickson. Erickson has it in the corner. Sends it over to Lorenzen. Lorenzen back to Erickson. Davis with it now. Gets it to Lorenzen. And the puck can come all the way back down into the zone, and that will be an icing call. Minute and 51 seconds left in the game. Timeout. Timeout's being called here, looks like by CCHA. If you go quick, you can probably grab another beer out of the fridge, but you do have to hustle. Tonight's game is brought to you by Aquafina. We're a frequent sponsor. Looks like we got our own cheerleading section across the ice. All right, here we go. Face-off will be to the right of the Bloomington Jefferson goal. It is going to be a 6-on-5 as we have pulled the goalie. Sestafon will be up front. Puck comes all the way down. It's going to be wide of the net, and it's going to be an icing call. Going to come all the way back down. Looks like to the right of the Bloomington Jefferson goalie. Lorenzen in to take the face off. Ulrich, Sestefant, and Erickson up front. Up comes, or excuse me, Christensen. Christensen sends it back to Rasmussen. Rasmussen shot right up front. Loose, it's loose. We're hammering, and it's goal! All right. More 35 left in the game. CCHA ties that up. Lila will go back in the net. Ulrich, Christensen, and Johnson will be playing up front. Schwartzbaugh and Sestefant out back. Someone's mouth guard is loose. Looks like it's Sestefant. Puck comes out, goes into the CCHA zone. Sestefant back for it. He throws it back in the net to Schwartzbaugh. Gets deflected. Bloomington, nice save by Lila. Got put right on a Bloomington stick. Back behind the net. Bloomington gets it up to the point. Their shot goes wide. Into the corner is Ulrich. Christensen, puck checks that one down low. They send it up to the point. Back to Ulrich. Ulrich throws it. And it's stopped. But Hagen is able to, Johnson's able to block that out. Puck comes out of the zone, picked up by Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh sends it over to Sestefant. Sestefant will get it out of the zone. He skates it in. His shot gets deflected by a Bloomington player. Picks it back up, throws it out front. Will be held by Schwartzbaugh at the point. Schwartzbaugh sends it down. Hits Christensen. Christensen throws it out to Johnson. Johnson puts a shot on. Gets bounced off of the boards, right up to Schwartzbaugh. Schwartzbaugh bounces it over to Johnson. It's picked up by Lorenzen, but only temporarily. Sestefan will pick it up right now. He'll double back. He loses a handle on it. Just puts it right on Bloomington's stick, and Lila's going to cover with 9.6 seconds left in the third period. All right. Lorenzen, Erickson, and Swarthout are out there. Lorenzen to take the face off. Back is Heidi and Rasmussen. That goes back behind. Rasmussen's just going to freeze it, and we're going to go into overtime. All right, scores all tied up, 2-2. We are going into OT, folks. You will have about 2 minutes to run to your fridge, make yourself a sandwich, get back here. Another exciting, probably 5 minutes of overtime play. Stay tuned. All right, 5 minutes of overtime. Lorenzen steps in. Rasmussen and Heidi out back. Puck comes out. Just out of the reach of Rasmussen. It carries back into the CCHA zone. Bloomington picks it up. Deflection goes into the corner. Bloomington sends it up to the point. Shot goes over the net. Hits the ref and stops. Back behind the net is Bloomington. And Lorenzen picks it up in the corner. Loses it to a Bloomington player. Back up to the point. Bloomington still controls. Goes across ice. Erickson deflects it. Goes wide of the net. It was picked up by Rasmussen. Back behind. Rasmussen to Heidi. Heidi comes away with it. Heidi will skate it down. They'll bring it in the zone and just dump it. Like Johnson and Ulrich. Comes out. Skips it over Schwartzbaugh. Sestafont back there with it. He throws across ice. Gets deflected, and that is going to be an icing call on CCHA. 3 minutes and 46 seconds in the first overtime. Score still tied 2-2. All with Johnson and Christensen out front. Estefan and Schwartzbaugh out back. Puck goes over to the boards, picked up by Bloomington. They'll send it back behind the net. Puck comes up top. Saved by Lila. Comes over to Christensen. Christensen sends it up to the point. Bloomington controls. Shot blocked. Picked up by Christensen. Christensen will get it out of the zone. Stuck alongside the boards with Christensen, Johnson, and Ulrich. That comes out. No offsides call there. Comes out back to Christensen. Christensen comes in. His shot gets blocked by Bloomington. Bloomington picks it up. They'll bring it back. Shot, and they say by Lula, and he's going to cover. 3:03 in the first overtime. Scores tied 2-2. Lorenzen takes the face off. Comes up to the point. Shot goes wide of the net. Rasmussen. Hestrom goes back behind the zone again. Davis in the corner with it. Tries to shove it up to Schwartzbaugh. Comes all the way across. Rasmussen will pick it up. Get it up to Erickson. Erickson trying to shove it up to Lorenzen, who's making a break for it. Puck comes back out to Swarthout. Swarthout has it. He's got Lorenzen off to his right. He's going to go in. He throws it. Swarthout, unassisted, backhand over the goalie. Yes! Yes! All right. We play tomorrow, folks. Have to get your rest. I don't know if you can see it, but they're all over congratulating the Bloomington Jefferson goalie as we all line up. Well fought. Handshaking. Thanks. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.